Hello everyone, this is Dang Tank. Today we're going to be talking about the new campaign world and the main character that I believe will drive the story of Critical Role's Campaign 4. So please, sit back, relax, as I explain all the info we currently have of Ahriman and Thayatsi Fang. In the world of Ahriman, the 7 creator gods called the Shapers were not divided into 2 factions like the Prime Deities and the Betrayer gods of Exandria. 70 years before the events of Campaign 4 begin, the Shapers were slain. They had put their own interests and loyalties to each other ahead of the welfare of mortals. And many mortals responded by banding together and starting a terrible revolutionary war against the gods and those who stayed loyal to the gods. Ultimately, the gods were defeated. The death of the gods had significant consequences. Magic ceased to function as it had before, and became wild and unpredictable. And the gods no longer sent the souls of the dead to various afterlives. Several subsequent events occurred in the interval before the campaign begins. Now, out of the little narration mode, these are found on the shittiest screenshot of all, or picture of all time. There's a better angle, but it's the Retribution Ghost Wars War of Axe and Vine, the Falcons Rebellion, and Doors to F, and then someone, I think it's Whitney Moore's head blocks it. This is just what seems to be a timeline of what happened. 70 years after the death of the gods, people have by and large moved on. But as people seek power and truth from other sources, other forces have rushed to fill in the vacuum left by the gods' absence. There are plenty of warlocks. Druidism has seen a huge resurgence. Reincarnation has become more important in light of the lack of afterlives. Clerics and other divine classes, no longer able to connect to a personalized deity, attempt to form direct connections to divine domains, but it doesn't work the same. There are none of the gods' petty grievances, but also no personalized embrace. And one might not find as much comfort in a depersonalized concept in trying times. With no clean answers, there is strife and conflict regarding who can be trusted. Who is Thayatsi Fang? Per the description of what is Campaign 4, a video found on Critical Role's YouTube channel, hero to many, enemy to some, when Thayatsi Fang is marked for execution, various figures from across his remarkable life unite to uncover the truth behind his grim fate. In a land still suffering from the fallout of dead gods and living in the shadow of a tumultuous rebellion, these disparate people will come together across the fractured world of Ahriman and connect in ways they never imagined. As hope and victory fade, a question hangs over Ahriman. Without the gods, what great deeds now fall to us? And who or what shall grab their crown for themselves? Now, Thayatsi is actually the name of a character from Norse myth. Thayatsi is the name of a Jotun giant from Norse mythology who was a thorn in the god's side, but was eventually killed. He tricked Loki into luring Idun out of Asgard and then carried her off in the form of an eagle. Idun, who kept magical apples that gave the gods their youth, without the golden apples, the gods began to grow old, until Loki eventually rescued Idun by transforming her into a nut and flying her back while the other gods killed Thayatsi. Now, something interesting. Thayatsi would often take the form of an eagle. Now, Falcon's Rebellion is the name of the rebellion that I believe Thayatsi headed or was the leader of, so it makes perfect sense that eagle and falcon are similar, as this is clear inspiration and makes perfect sense for what we know about this story and what happened in the world, that Thayatsi would be the perfect name for a character like this. Now, speaking of the Falcons Rebellion, let's talk about all the other groups/factions we've learned about. The Revolutionary Council is apparently, in Thayatsi's word, a shadow of its former glory. This is from the Critical Role Campaign 4 trailer. We have a screenshot of a whiteboard that shows Thayatsi Fang in the middle. In the bottom left is Penteveril. We don't have much information. I think that's the one we have the least amount on so far. But Penteveril. Maybe a group, maybe some sort of church. Sounds very divine, very extraordinary, more Now, what I thought was a faction was Dol Makyar. It's in the bottom right of this screenshot. I thought it was a faction because the other ones seem to be a faction, but it's actually a massive city in Ahriman. It's a giant cosmopolitan city. It rains and thunderstorms all the time, and we learn about this from this screenshot, which seems to be next to Laura Bailey, as she's rolling for stats. We do learn that besides the screenshot, in the Beacon Fireside chat with Travis and Marisha, they accidentally spoil that Dol Makyar is a city, so we can assume that these all don't have to be factions or whatnot, but the rest seem like there probably are. In the top left is the Sundered Houses, with the trailer talks of the Sundered Houses rising in power, most likely the ones that have set Thayatsi Fang for his execution. In the trailer, which I highly suggest you watch, I'll leave a link in the description, it says he is set for execution tomorrow. I don't know when that takes place, but the Sundered Houses probably have a big part to play in that. Again, back to the Laura Bailey picture. That thing leaked a lot, but apparently someone joined the Torn Banner, probably Laura's character, Thimble, went from a member of the Torn Banner, then fighting alongside the Falcons Rebellion. So I'm guessing Thimble was a Torn Banner member, then joined the Falcons 20 years ago, whatever. So not too much information on all that. Very limited in what we really have. This is a short video. But yeah, it's very late. I'm very tired. I have to edit this tomorrow and then upload it Wednesday night, the night before the show comes out. And I probably won't be talking about it until Friday night, because Peacemaker episode 7 is coming out, and I am not fucking missing that episode. So good night. Thank you for watching. This has been Dang Tank. Subscribe to Technoblade. Thank you.